Oh, what is the Upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXGamerCast. We're on episode 139 of my little gaming show where once a week I just has to talk about video games, whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter, video games. And today I get to excitedly talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 that is coming out this year. We had the big Nintendo Direct thingy that actually went down on my birthday, April 2nd, which is dope. So I didn't get to watch it live because it was they always have these things so early in the morning. Like, what the heck, man? Know your audience. We're gamers. We don't get up in the morning. What's wrong with y'all? But I'm going to react and go through all the announcements and what we know about the Nintendo Switch 2 as a console. We'll talk about the games that we know are announced and are coming to Nintendo Switch 2, and I'll try and throw in anything else that I have learned about the Nintendo Switch 2, but before we get into the Nintendo Switch 2 talk, let's discuss what I've been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what you have been up to over the last whatever amount of time. What games are you diving into right now? There's this Blueprints game that just dropped that is getting crazy good reviews. I personally, I've downloaded it myself on PlayStation. They dropped it on the PlayStation Plus. I'm pretty sure they dropped it on Xbox Game Pass as well. And I haven't played it yet, but I have heard amazing things. So I will hopefully be able to talk about it a little bit more next week when I get into that. But in terms of what else we got going on, let's no movies this week. No time for movies. Instead, because WrestleMania is right around the corner, I'm getting that WrestleMania itch, so I've been throwing on some old WrestleManias and a SummerSlam here or there, so that's been fun, putting on, I would just kind of pick some matches to watch, like I watched Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, excellent, Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio, a lot of Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels stuff, because I just miss those guys, man. I miss watching those guys compete, so I've been watching old Shawn Michaels stuff. 2002 SummerSlam with the Elimination Chamber. Oh, buddy. So I've just been going back. You know, it's all on Netflix, so if you can watch every single WrestleMania. If you have Netflix, it's all there. So if you're a wrestling fan, it's an amazing bargain. Like, I'm feasting right now because there's just so many pay-per-views that I never got to witness as a kid. So I'm having a blast. I put on WrestleMania 17 last night, which is pretty known to be the best pay-per-view in WWE history, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I've seen a lot of these before, but it's always fun to rewatch them. I even rewatched a little bit of the COVID WrestleMania where there was no fans, and I lasted about 5 minutes and I had to turn it off because it was so depressing watching Drew McIntyre win the championship to crickets. Like, it was just such a sad sight to see, but I've been really enjoying some old wrestling, getting into that. My wife and I finished off Dark Side of the Cage Season 1. Really like that. Yeah, it's a lot of good stories in there. Well, obviously a lot of sad stories too. It's a lot of the downfall of this guy, the rise and fall of this company. So it's a lot of, big rises, hard falls, sad stories, but man, really, really cool. The first episode's on Kimbo Slice, and I imagine some of y'all remember Kimbo Slice. He was like an early internet celebrity, man. He would just go around having these street fights with people in their backyards, and boom, he ended up being a professional fighter. And his UFC career didn't go so well, but he was a contender on what is that thing called? The Ultimate Fighter. He was there. I remember watching him there, and that's when I realized, I was like, oh, whoa, this guy is really humble and nice. He seems like a really good dude. Not like the persona that you would see in the clips in his fights and stuff. I was like, oh, this guy's probably just awful and mean and all that. But he's a really nice guy. He's a family man. So that was a good episode. They're all really good, man. So if you're into that kind of thing, I would definitely recommend it. I did it with a 7.5 out of 10. Those are on Crave, HBO Max, whatever. And we watched the newest episode of Dark Side of the Ring, which was on Big Van Vader. Oh, man, I love Vader, man. I remember I used to watch, I had was it Kojiko, and they would give me like a free little WWE snippet every month, and I would get 1 hour of the Monday Night War. So I get an hour of Monday Night Raw, I get an hour of WCW, and then they probably throw in like, I don't know, an old pay-per-view, a part of it, something like that. So I was watching the old Monday Night Wars, and that's when Vader came in from WCW, and man, his run in WWF was pathetic. They absolutely ruined the aura of one of the greatest monster heels of all time. Like, you watch what that guy did in Japan and WCW. Vader was a monster, but he just started working with the wrong people, and they didn't like him, so they tore him down, and the ending of Vader's wrestling career is just so very sad. I remember watching it. There's a promo that goes, like, Vader loses a match, and he gets out, and he's on the microphone, he's just like, I'm just a big, dumb piece of shit, and I was just so, like, thrown off by that. I was like, what the hell did he just say? Like, I have never heard a wrestler, like, tear themselves down like that before. And, like, now with more context, like, he, like, just was in that mode. Like, he was not very confident in himself, did not feel very good about himself as a human, and everyone around him just tearing him down. It was a very, very ungood situation. And yeah, so that was another good yet sad episode. I'm loving Dark Side of the Ring. And what else have we been watching? We dove into another season of the challenge, All Stars 2. I think that's the one we're into right now. Just started the first episode, so we're getting introduced to everybody and all that stuff. But it's the challenge. It's the usual stuff. And yeah, that's all I've been watching and doing with that. Let's talk video games. All right. So I started playing Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and I actually beat it today. So let's just hit you with a quick little review here of this game, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. Played it on PlayStation. It's on the PlayStation Plus thing, so if you have that, you can download it. It's a great game. I found it just very, very fun all throughout. It does lose a point for me. The final boss was stupid. Fucking 4-phase. I hate that trope so much in video games, man. Like Dark Souls, whoever did it first with this fucking, fake out boss fight. Like, you thought it was dead, now it's back. You thought it was dead again, it's back again. And it's just, it kills me, man. It absolutely kills me how many games do this, and it just kills the flow of the game for me. So I hated the final boss. It wasn't a bad fight. Every time it kicked into another phase, I was like, are we fucking serious right now? Like, it's just a trend I truly, truly despise. But outside of that, the game was delightful. The map design was fantastic, Metroidvania style, where like you get to an area, you're like, I can't get there yet, and you find some other shit, and you come back, and you're like, it all makes sense now. Very top, one of the better maps, I would say, in a Metroidvania, and it's huge. Like, there's so much to explore in there. It's so fun. The combat's good. The art style isn't my favorite. Like, it's fine. It's that Ubisoft AA, single A art style where it's like kind of storybooky. Not really for me, not my favorite, but music was good. Graphically was good, just not my favorite art style. Yeah, dude, the gameplay's where it's at. If you like Metroidvanias, or if you're maybe wanting to get into a Metroidvania, this one is, like, generally Metroidvanias are fairly tough. This one's a pretty good beginner Metroidvania, I would say. Outside of that final boss, for me, it was a pretty easy walkthrough, I would say, of the game. There's some tricky platforming for sure. If you want to, like, 100% the game, it will then get rather hard, because there is some really tricky stuff that they throw in there at you. But I thought it was a great game. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. I'd recommend it, especially for the Metroidvania fans out there. And don't let this one slip away, because I've seen it as low as like $25, $30. Absolutely worth the price there. And if you have PlayStation Plus, give it a download. It took me about 20-ish hours to get through. I didn't collect everything, but I pretty much uncovered most of the map. I did most of the stuff, so I had a really good time with that. And outside of Prince of Persia, I've just been playing a little bit of Pac-Man and some WWE 2K24, getting back into that showcase mode, which is all about WrestleMania, so just feeds right into my WrestleMania kick that I'm on right now. So I'm playing through the classic matches of WrestleMania, and they're all right. They're all right. I will say that the controls of the game are where it gets exposed, because especially in the showcase mode where it's like, all right, you need to go throw the guy in the corner, turn him around, put him up on top of the thing, spin him around, and do this move. And it's like, oh my goodness, man, like I got to do 15 fucking things just to set up this one move, and motherfucker's just gonna counter the move anyway, and I gotta set the whole freaking thing up again. And like one challenge, I was doing the Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels? No, Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels ladder match. And they're like, yeah, take Shawn Michaels all the way up the ramp and get him up on the stage. And the computer, all he wanted to do go back in the ring and fucking set up the ladder and go climb the ladder and win the match. So I'm trying to freaking get this idiot all the way up to the top of the stage. He keeps running all the way back. I said, fuck that noise. I'm not doing this shit. This is ridiculous. Still playing some My Rise as well. It's, you know, it's getting a little bit grindy, where it's just like, okay, you do a story. You know, it could be a few matches, a little bit of cutscenes, a little bit of entertainment, and yeah, it's just kind of the same thing over and over again. It's fine. Like I'm gonna play it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna find other stuff to start playing here pretty soon, because I mostly just wanted to do the GM mode in WWE, but I want to finish the WrestleMania showcase as well. Outside of that, that is all that I am playing right now. I need to I'm going to try and get into that. What the hell is it, King? Lost Blueprints. Yeah, I downloaded that, and I really want to get into that. It sounds very, very cool, very unique, but all I understand is that it's like a puzzle roguelite, so that's really all I know about it. But it sounds like this year's Balatro. Like, Balatro came out of nowhere, like, oh, this roguelike card game, like, what? And it just took the world by storm. This got a very similar feeling. So hopefully next week I'll come back with the report and let you know if the game's worth checking out. But from there is some major hype behind this game right now. It's got like a 90-something plus on Metacritic. So yeah, keep your eye out on that one, and give it a try, man. Like, I'm gonna give it a try here in a minute, and we'll see where that one goes. Outside of that, that's all I've been doing. So let me know what y'all have been up to, and let's get into it, y'all. Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. Oh, baby, the day has come and passed. April 2nd, it's gone now. We got information on the Nintendo Switch 2, and I think everyone's a little upset about it, eh? It's a little bit more expensive than I think we were all hoping for, and it could possibly get worse. So the announced price was $450 US, and but with the whole tariff situation, which is ongoing and changing and just getting wilder every single day, I don't really know 100% if that's the confirmed price and that's what it's going to actually be. I've heard things of it going up as high as like $700 freaking dollars, but last I saw, I was looking up the charts last night, and you can look up, you know, the Nintendo tariff charts and all that stuff to figure out how your Nintendo Switch 2's pricing is going to be affected by that. But me in Canada, last I saw, is that I believe this is with taxes included, and it is the Nintendo Switch 2 bundle with Mario Kart World, and we're looking at about $630 here in Canada. Like I said, I think with taxes included, and I'm not gonna lie, me and the homie Billy were talking about it. Billy, the resident Nintendo fan in my life, and we were like, $600 is probably where I'm drawing the line right here, and we're $30 over my line right now. So, am I out? Am I in? Are you out? Are you in? Me right now, I'm out. I'm probably not going to be there day one for the Switch 2. I don't really see a reason why I would need to be there day one for the Switch 2. As far as I can tell, most of the games that are going to be launching on Switch 2, you'll be able to play them on your Switch 1, so on and so forth. It's all backwards compatible. We'll get into all those details in a moment, but sticking with pricing, $630, I mean, it's high for Nintendo. It absolutely is. It is one of the more expensive Nintendo consoles in a while, man, possibly ever. Like, I don't really know about fluctuation and stuff like that. Like, I know the Nintendo consoles for the time back then were very, very expensive, but this is an expensive console, much more expensive than the Switch 1 on its launch, which was what, $399 or something? So yeah, quite the pricey increase here, but you are getting a lot of upgrades on the new Switch. So starting off, you get 256 gigabytes of internal storage, which is a massive upgrade over what, the 8 gigabytes, the original 32 maybe gigabytes that the Switch was on its launch. So you're getting a ton more gigabytes on your internal drive, which is good. Games will be getting bigger. I did see some of the gigs was like 18 gigs for the new Donkey Kong. We're talking like 25 gigs for Mario Kart, which is, that's going to be on the high end. So we're still talking about games being fairly small, compared to, there ain't no Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? 250 fucking gigabytes for freaking updates and stuff in Call of Duty. Like, get the fuck out of here. So still, I think that is going to be great. Now, there is a downside that they are going to be using new memory cards. So whatever memory card you're using on your current Switch, it's not going to work on the new Switch. It's a different thing, different format, whatever the heck. So yeah, that sucks, but you are getting a ton more room on the console. So it's going to take a little, like, you're definitely going to fill that sumbitch up at some point, and you're going to have to get that. But hopefully by time you fill it up and it becomes a nuisance that you're downloading and deleting games and shit like that, hopefully by then they're going to have a reasonably priced memory card that we'll be able to buy, because sadly pretty much everything across the board is going up in price. That's just kind of the way the world works, but yeah. So we get the magnetically attached Joy-Con 2 controllers, which are rather interesting. So not a lot has changed on the design of the what the fuck do you call them? The Joy-Con. Still pretty much the same design. There are some like slightly bigger, slightly wider, a little bit of this, maybe a new button. Oh, and also the mouse mode. Oh baby, so we got this mouse mode and the magnets. So the original Switch just kind of had that lock-in sliding feature for your Joy-Con on the side of the Switch. Now they're going to these fancy magnets, and it's supposed to be able to help with Joy-Con drift, which was a huge issue for the original Nintendo Switch. I have gone through drift with my Nintendo Switch Joy-Con, so very good to hear about that. That's great. And yeah, it has a mouse mode, so you could turn this sumbitch on its side now, and you can operate it just like you do a mouse on your computer, which is awesome. I think that's very, very cool. That's going to pair very nicely with Metroid Prime, a first-person shooter, and who knows what else Nintendo's got up their sleeves with this mouse mechanic, but regardless, that's awesome, man. Like, now, personally, I don't play PC, but there's definitely, like, I'd love Civilization. Like, I would love to play Civilization with the mouse. That would be really cool. So I've only seen like a little bit of pictures and stuff like that on how it works, but looks really cool, man. Looks very, very cool. In terms of the screen, we're looking at 120 frames per second LCD display with 1080p in the handheld mode, and docked, we got 4K, baby. We're gonna see Nintendo in 4K for reals, man. Like, not some mod, not some guy that modded freaking Odyssey to be in 4K or Smash in 4K. You got a native 4K Nintendo console coming out, so that is very exciting. I mean, yes, it's a little bit I knew that they weren't going to do the OLED. That was just going to be too expensive for the initial console. Guarantee there'll be an OLED model at some point. They have an OLED Switch 1 model, so it's without a doubt they're going to have it at some point. Personally, I've never experienced the OLED model, so I don't have that issue where I'm just like, oh, now that I have OLED, I need everything to be an OLED. So I'm okay personally there, but we are getting quite the upgrade in power on the console. So a chart that I saw the other day, it's not as powerful as a PS5, but it is not far back. It is much closer to being as powerful as a PS5 than it is a PS4. It is way more powerful than a PS4. And yeah, so I think it's going to be able to handle the current gen games on Xbox and PlayStation pretty good. Now we'll see when it all comes out how everything runs, but I saw the chart, and yeah, it's not as powerful as a PlayStation, but that's been Nintendo's game for a while. Well, for what, 3 generations now, they have not been going for the powerhouse console. I don't even know if they were really going for that with the GameCube necessarily, even though it was that thing was a little powerhouse, but it wasn't the most graphically power. It wasn't as powerful as the Xbox, and it was close with the PlayStation. Regardless, they've been like a generation behind on graphics for a couple generations now, and yeah, they're going to continue that. So, they're getting into 4K when, let's say, the PS6, maybe they're going to like 8K or whatever the fuck is next. But Nintendo, that's not really I've never had a problem with them being behind graphically because their art styles are so good, and their games that's just not how they make games. They don't make games to look very realistic all the time, like very rarely. It's colorful, artistic, things that'll last a generation after generation after generation. Like, I just recently played Super Mario World 2 for the first time, and that game still is gorgeous, and it's almost as old as I am, and I'm not gorgeous like that game is. So freaking get away from that. So I'm fine with the amount of power that it's claiming to have. It seems good. We got 1080p on handheld, which is fine for me. Like, I'm not a graphics hound, so, and I'm probably not the best guy to give you like that sort of information, but 120 frames per second, 4K, I'm pretty fucking happy, man. Like, that's pretty much what I was looking for, so that's great. You're gonna have a bigger display, not a whole lot bigger. I don't have anything like on the weights or anything. Like, me and the homie Jesse were talking about it. Like, I have the OG Switch, and I believe he does as well, and that thing is not comfortable to hold for very long. Like, I would say around like the hour mark, I'm like, getting a little uncomfortable here. So I doubt it's not going to be as light as the Switch Lite, which feels great, but hopefully it's more comfortable to use in handheld mode. That would be a benefit. And finally, a benefit that Nintendo has not had forever is now finally coming. So the new C button on the Nintendo Joy-Cons is for chat function. I imagine it's going to work. The only time I've had it like this, and it was actually really, really fun, was SOCOM on PlayStation 3. If anyone remembers that, it actually came with the terrible Bluetooth headset for the PS3 that was super uncomfortable and was ugly and just awful. But to speak in SOCOM, you actually had to press down the trigger button, and it would go boop boop, like you're using a fucking walkie-talkie, and then you gotta release it, and it'll go boop boop, and then no one can hear you. So I think that's gonna be Nintendo's best way that they can try to keep it family friendly, because then, like, all right, if guys just fucking screaming and yelling, then he's got to hold down the button to do the screaming and yelling, and maybe that's going to be a little bit too much work for some people, and they won't hold down the button and scream profanity at 5-year-olds, or 5-year-olds screaming profanity at adults. Regardless, it's, there's things they can do. I imagine maybe you can only use a chat function with friends only. They're going to do something. Like, I imagine they have a plan in place to try to keep the toxicity of gamers away from each other, and just try to keep it as simple as, we just want to talk to our friends, man. Like, I can't sit there and play my Switch and my homie play my Switch, and we have no way to chat with each other while we're playing the Switch using the Switch. I would have to call them using a phone, use Skype or some other form of app, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, this is a must-have feature back in, like, 2005, man. Like, ever since you've been online, you've needed to chat with people. How do you play games like Splatoon and stuff without being able to chat with each other? I don't know. I don't play Splatoon, but damn, son, I do know why they've avoided the chat, obviously, from the toxicity of gamers. If you ever gone on to Xbox before, you play Xbox Live and you dare to go into live chat, good luck, and your mentality is going to take a hit, because you're going to get screamed and yelled at by children, and they're going to say things to you that are just like, what is going on in your life that is making you say such horrendous things? Regardless, we finally are going to see a chat function on a Nintendo console. That's great to see, or hear, I guess. Outside of that, I did say that there are actually no magnets within the Joy-Con, like the sticks. That is a technology that I thought was going into there, but apparently it's not. They aren't going to be putting this I don't know what the name for it is, but it's basically magnets within the Joy-Con that are gonna keep the, what the fuck do you call it, the stick in place so it doesn't drift as much. Sadly, that's not going to be in there. They claim they're improved and they're better and so on and so forth. We'll see about that, Nintendo. I don't think they learned their lesson when they got taken for a couple of lawsuits for this crap. But regardless, outside of that, it's half an inch bigger, which is a massive amount. Half an inch is huge, let me tell you. I mean, I don't know what that, I'm much bigger than that. But yeah, no, it's pretty much the same. Even like the console design itself, it's just sleeker. It looks more rounded. It looks exactly like the Switch does. It's just slightly bigger, a little bit more rounded, and the dock is more rounded for sure. Like the original dock was rectangular. This one, it's got a nice cornered edge or rounded edges, so it's smoother looking. And I like the lights on the front of it, or at least the color accents, the blue and the red. The blue especially looks really nice, kind of like a highlight and everything. Looks really good. But yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, I think the design of the Switch was very, very cool. The fact that you just pop it off and you can walk around with it, I think is awesome. Now, they did mention battery life. They threw out something wild like anything between 2 to 6 hours. So not good. It's definitely going to depend on what game you're playing. Like, for example, when I was playing Super Mario World, that was barely draining the battery at all. I sat there and played it for like 2 hours, and I still had like 60% of the battery. So if you're playing maybe an older game like that, something pretty small, you could probably get that 6 hours out of it. But if you're going to be playing Metroid Prime 4 on it handheld mode on day one or something, then yeah, you're probably going to get 2 hours max out of it before you got to put it on the dock again, which, you know, it's not good. That is something that handhelds have always had a problem with, all the way back to friggin' the Sega Game Gear with its 87 batteries you gotta put into it. Even my Game Boy Color, man, I went through like a mortgage payment's worth of batteries with that freaking thing until my parents finally got me the charger. But yeah, we're still living in that era where, you know, unless you want to pay $1,000 for the Switch 2, we're going to have to deal with some not great battery lives right now, which is, for me, it's okay. I don't travel a lot, and when I do, I'm generally too scared to bring my Switch because I don't want it to get stolen. Generally, my handheld is within my own home. Like, instead of me playing it on the couch in the game room, I could take it out to the living room couch and hang out and watch something with my wife while I game or something like that. But yeah, if I was like a commuter and I'm getting on a train every day and I'm wanting to play it on there, I might be a little bit concerned, you know, like, oh shit, I probably won't have enough battery to play on the way home or something. So yeah, it definitely would like to hear better numbers for the battery. But again, I was not expecting the battery to be like, oh yeah, you'd get like 8 to 16 hours on it. Like, that would be magical, but not yet. We're still a ways away until we're getting to that type of thing. So I talked about the backwards compatibility. We'll just get into that a little bit more. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is fully backwards compatible with original Switch games, including physical game carts, digital downloads, and the official Nintendo Switch online game libraries. There's only a handful of games here that won't be usable on the Switch 2 because of certain, peripherals. So the ones that are listed here: Ring Fit Adventure, 1-2 Switch, Everybody 1-2 Switch, Game Builder Garage, Nintendo Switch Sports, WarioWare Move It, and the 3 Nintendo Labo Toy Con thingies. So those are the only, if you only happen to own those games, that is a very terrible library of Switch games. You need to broaden those horizons, but sadly, you're out of luck. None of those games are going to be playable on Switch 2. Kind of sucks with the Switch Sports. I imagine they're going to have Switch 2 Sports coming out at some point. I haven't even played the Switch Sports yet. I haven't even fucking gotten there yet, so geez. But yeah, that's great to hear. That's for me one of the musts. If I'm going to stick in your ecosystem, you gotta make your games, previous generation games, playable on the modern console. Like, if you want to keep me around, man, that's a very fucking good way to do it. Like, I was pretty much already guaranteed on the Switch 2, but this makes it all the more clear for me that I'm going to get one. Like, oh, fuck yeah. All the games, like whatever games I don't finish with the Switch 1, I'll be able to just, bam, put them on the Switch 2. I can even just give my wife the Switch 1. Like, here, you can use this, and hopefully we'll be able to game together with the two consoles. Now, you won't be able to share games, sadly. That's something I wish Nintendo would do. Like, if I have a copy of Animal Crossing, I should be able to share it on my console or something like that. The way that Xbox does it, but backwards compatible, that's great. You gotta have that, so I'm very happy to see that they have that. And speaking of games, let's get to the good stuff. Let's start talking about all the announced video games that were shown off at the Direct. And I'm just going to go through every game that was shown, talked about, announced, rumored for the Switch 2. And we'll start with the big one that kind of kicked it all off, and that's Mario Kart World. Holy shit, dude, we're finally here. Finally getting a new Mario Kart. I mean, we didn't get a new Mario Kart in the whole Switch era. Mario Kart 8 is a Wii U game that they ported over onto the Switch. So, yeah, I was going to skip Mario Kart 8 because I was like, oh, they'll probably release Mario Kart 9 here soon on the Switch. And I waited, and I was like, shit. And once they announced they're doing that extra track thing, all these new tracks for Mario Kart 8, I was like, oh shit, I guess it's not coming. So I bought Mario Kart 8 and loved it. It's a great game, love it, all that. Oh yeah, all good. And here we are. So what's new? Well, off the bat, you got 24 racers at a time now. So that's kind of from what I can see, is like the big thing. It's gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Lots of new characters. Like, I'm thinking now we might be going like down the Smash route for Mario Kart, where you're going to start seeing more characters from other games. Like, seen a little bit, like there's Animal Crossing, there's Link, the Zelda people and shit like that, but now they have like really, like, everyone's talking about the Moo Moo cow from Moo Moo Meadows as like a playable character in the game, which is just like, oh, okay, so we're going down and dirty. We're gonna get like everything that has appeared in a Mario game will be like freaking playable, probably. Who knows? And then what are we talking DLC here? Are we gonna start seeing like, we can see Kirby, we're going to see Little Mac, are we going to see fucking, I don't know, Pit, who are we going to see from Smash? We're going to see all the Fire Emblem characters coming, are we going to see Samus, what are we going to do, Captain Falcon, all those guys, like, that'd be really cool. And it kind of looks like there's a couple, maybe one or two maps, tracks, or whatever on Mario Kart 8 where it's not lap based, but it's just kind of like you're just going from point A to point B, and the laps just kind of happen throughout the race. You're not like just going around the track. So it kind of looks like they're doing more of that, which is fine with me. I do still like my traditional, going around in laps and stuff and getting more familiar and finding the tricks and secret paths and all that. So I don't know if they're like completely eliminating that style of racing. I would doubt it. That wouldn't really make a lot of sense, especially considering how many, like, they're going to be bringing back classic maps like they always do, and a lot of them are lap based, so I can't see that happening. But it also looks like the customization got changed up, like how you pick the wheels and pick the cart that you're in. It looks like they might be taking that away or tweaking it or doing something like that, which is, honestly, it didn't really provide a whole lot for me in the game. Like, I didn't find the carts handled all that differently, but it was nice to collect them. And from what I can hear, there's a lot more coins, a lot more coin collecting going on, which, I didn't like when it was like the 3DS games were doing a lot of coin stuff. I wasn't really a fan of it, but some new power-ups as well. I'm trying to remember which ones I heard were in there, but regardless, you got new powers. The thing is, like, Mario Kart 8 just felt like where do you go from there? Like, that game was just so perfect. So I'm not like gonna have my hopes. It's gonna be Mario Kart. Like, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm gonna get when I get my hands on this game, and it's going to hit, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to sell a gajillion copies, and everyone's going to have one. Now, there's a huge debate out there because, sure, I'll be a part of that. Absolutely. Nintendo's greedy as fuck, and they should absolutely be packaging in Mario Kart or something. We'll get to that other game that should most certainly be packed in, but, I know, okay. So I can see it from Nintendo's side, like, hey, why would we package in the best-selling franchise we have in Mario Kart? Like, we're going to make so much money on Mario Kart. Okay, fine. Then give us something else for free. Like, geez, Mario Kart or Wii Sports was a pack-in with the Wii. Like, You know, we'll get to the game that should be packed in. Mario Kart, I think that might be pushing it a little bit to be a pack-in. I think they're giving you a fairly decent deal with it being a pack-in title where it's, instead of $100, it's $50. Because that's the other thing. Nintendo Switch games going up in price. What else is fucking new? I mean, it's really funny to watch the Americans squirm about this, because here in Canada, they've been more expensive than what they're bitching about for years now. It's $110 for a new video game in Canada. It's insane after taxes. And they're complaining about it being $80. I'm like, come to Canada, pay $110 for a fucking new video game, and come whine at me. Because, yeah, I mean, so what does that mean for us here in Canada? Are they $90? So now, instead of, what are they in Canada now? $79.99? So we're talking $89.99 now. So yeah, they're going to come out to about $110. Fucking asinine. And Nintendo games don't go on sale. They don't put them, like, their sale is like 15%. It's garbage. You know, I really don't like that. They don't make it an easy console or a cheap console to be in. Like, that was the problem with me and Nintendo, is that, like, Nintendo doesn't want me to go anywhere else. They want me to spend all my money on Nintendo, and everything's expensive there. So if I wanted to be a mainline Nintendo guy, I'd be fucking broke. I would have no money. That's why I go mainline PlayStation, because they're like, yo, here's Uncharted 4, brand new, day one, full price, but in 6 months, we'll drop it 40%, and in a year, it'll be fucking 60% off. So that's why I'm all about that ecosystem, because, you know, there's still, you can't even get a fucking GameCube game. You can't buy anything with that Nintendo fucking brand on it for any deal. They just don't do it. They do not go on sale. They never, even, no matter how old they are. I learned that lesson early when I tried to buy Smash Bros as a kid, where I was like 10 years old, and he was like, yeah, that's $80. I'm like, that's insane. Are you fucking crazy? And yeah, so that's just Nintendo, man. Everything's always been expensive, and don't expect price cuts, because Nintendo just does not like the deal. They don't like deals, and the best deal you're going to get is maybe 20% off if you're lucky. So, yeah, I'm very disappointed in the pricing. That's the way it was going to be. I mean, I saw it coming. We all did. It sucks. It really does suck. It sucks. But, you know, a lot of people now are like, oh, well, I just won't buy new games. We'll start doing the backlog. Welcome to my life, son. I've been living this way for like a decade now. I just do not buy new games. They are not worth that much to me. Yes, they're a great time, and I want to support the companies that are making these great games for me, but I just cannot justify. Very few games I can justify $110. Like, it's just very hard for me to justify it. Like, let's just take your typical Mario game. A typical Mario game, say you're going to get 15 to 20 hours out of it. That ain't worth $110 to me, bro. Like, yeah, I can replay it many, many times throughout my life, but no. I think games are $40 to $50. That's where I'm happy paying. I like $40 for, you know, I'll push to $50 if I really, really want it. The only games I'm paying full price for are the big motherfuckers. We're talking, you know, the games like Grand Theft Autos, your Elder Scrolls. Baldur's Gate 3 was the last game I bought brand new, because that game was, they're like, it's big, it's huge, you're gonna get, and yeah, I can justify that one, absolutely. And Pokemon, I'm a sucker for Pokemon, so I always end up buying those full price. But yeah, games are expensive. This is going to be the most expensive Nintendo console ever to own. So get ready. Fucking start saving up. Nah. All right, so we got, up next is Drag X Drive. This is a 3-on-3 wheelchair basketball game using the Joy-Con mouse functionality for unique tactile controls when it arrives in summer 2025 as a download title. So Mario Kart will be there day one. I will let you know which ones will be there on launch. But Drag X Drive, I can't say I really have that one on my radar necessarily. It sounds interesting. It sounds like it could potentially be like a Rocket League, but with wheelchairs. That sounds kind of cool. Got Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I guess that's their next the events leading up to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So this is that Legend of Hyrule's thing. I've never played them. Again, one of those types of titles, I would love to give it a shot, but I'm not paying full price for a game that's just like not that good, and I'm not going to pay full price just because it's got Zelda on as the title. So I don't have any real interest in these games. Like I'd pay $20, try out a Dynasty Warriors style Zelda game, but nah, I'm not paying $110, that's for sure. Now this is a random one. The Dusk Bloods. This is a From Software developed multiplayer video game, and that's coming out sometime in the summer of 2026. So we're still a ways away from that one, well over a year away, but I don't know if it has anything to do with Elden Ring. Some people were speculating that this could be Bloodborne 2. Doesn't look like it. It just looks like they're going to do a different thing. Maybe they don't want to have the Elden Ring name attached. I don't know what they're doing with this one, but I'm nervous that they're going down into the multiplayer route because I don't want that. I just want more of your single player experiences, but who knows? Maybe these multiplayer experiences will actually be really good and really fun. We'll see how that goes. Like I am excited to see if it works. It's just that like not a lot of my friends play these kind of games, so I doubt they're going to get into it, but we'll see. You got Kirby Air Riders. They're finally going to bring back one of these. I think I don't know if they only had one, but there was one on the GameCube. Never played it, so it's going to be like a racing game, but that sounds cool. You got Donkey Kong Bonanza. This is the 3D Donkey Kong platformer. And as far as I can tell, this is by the people that did Odyssey. So there's some hype around this game. It could be like Donkey Kong Country meets Mario Odyssey, where it's like an open level situation playing as Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong looks creepy as fuck. He looks creepy as fuck, man. He's got that weird black soulless kind of outline around him, and yeah, but regardless, I'm excited for Donkey Kong, man. Like, that's the homie, man. Like, I've kind of always preferred the Donkey Kong Country games over the Mario games, but this one looks like it's going to go for that big leap, like kind of how Kirby and the Forgotten Lands went 3D and a little open worldy. I think this one's going to do the same. I think this is going to be a smash hit, and it's coming out on July 17th, so not quite at launch, like a couple of weeks or something like that after, but it'll be there. You got Survival Kids, this Konami-developed puzzle game, action game, seeks up to 4 players. Yawn. What else you got? All right, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition and GameCube Classic games. Oh my good, that was probably my biggest surprise of the whole entire situation, was that, holy shit, we're actually getting GameCube games. And I think the games that they announced originally have changed, because these are not the games that I saw that got announced. What I'm seeing here is The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, which is oh fuck yes, about fucking time, but also, oh no, that again, we go through another Nintendo Direct where they did not announce Wind Waker HD. What the fuck is going on? Why are they doing this to me? Why are you doing this? You're going to release Skyward Sword? You're going to release fucking, what are we doing here? Give us what we want. Like, I need, like, okay, at least it will be there. I could play the original GameCube version, which is fine. That's not the version I want to play, but I will play it. You have Soul Calibur 2 and F-Zero GX. So what I saw was Pokemon Stadium Coliseum or something. I saw that. There was Chibi Robo, which I was amped about because I was like, yo, that game looks so quirky and weird. I've always wanted to play it, but super hard to find and super expensive. You play as this little robot that like goes around cleaning these people's houses or some shit. Like, I don't know. It sounds really weird. It is a very that generation kind of game, and I want to get my hands on it. Shit, what other games was on that original list? Luigi's Mansion was on there. I wanted to play that. Fuck. There was another thing on there, but now it got changed to these 3 games, so that kind of sucks. But regardless, amazing news that they are adding GameCube games. That's incredible, because GameCube games are just astronomically expensive. It is outrageous. Like, we are talking like $150 for Smash Bros. Melee, and it's like the highest selling game. There's so many copies of that game available, but they treat it like it's fucking Earthbound fully completed or something. Like, God, it's so annoying. So hopefully, I mean, in Nintendo fashion, they're going to drip it out as slow as possible, and they're probably going to keep the crucial titles away. Like, maybe we don't see Smash Bros. Melee on there ever. We might get Mario Kart Double Dash. Like, that'd be great. I'm really optimistic and hoping we see Eternal Darkness, Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, the Metal Gear Solid 1 remake. I would love to see that. I would love to see Luigi's Mansion. I mean, like I said, I wish Nintendo would do like a monthly vote. Put up a handful of games and let the fans vote. Let us choose the game. Like, you guys can't fucking choose for shit, so let us pick. Like, gee, it's not like they're just not sitting there on the computer ready to go and you're just drip feeding them out as slow as possible. So that's already kind of a red flag for me that they went from, I think it was 5 or 6 titles down to 3, which makes me believe that, oh yeah, these are going to come out painfully slow, and we'll see how obscure it gets, man. Because, like, when it comes to, like, Super Nintendo, it's egregious. Like, they're putting out the most random titles that only got released in Japan and stuff, which, like, yeah, it's cool, but there's so many crucial titles that you're missing out there that are just not available to us to play, and it's outrageous. But I'm super over the moon that they're going to give us GameCube games. That's awesome. They're hard to get a hold of and very, very expensive. So I'm very happy and beyond happy that Wind Waker will be there. That's excellent. All right, so the games that I just talked about prior, those are Switch 2 exclusives. As far as I can tell, like, I guess you're not going to have Mario Kart World available to you on Switch 1 or Donkey Kong Jamboree. If that's the case, that fucking sucks. But we'll go to the next group of games here, which are Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Oh, okay, so these are games that are already released, but they're going to have upgraded Switch 2 versions, which I think they said they're $10 upgrades, which is fine. You know, that's what PlayStation does. You got a PS4 game, you can upgrade it to the PS5 version for, I think it's 10 or 15 bucks. I'm trying to remember how much they charged me when I did it for Last of Us 2. I think it was 15. But regardless, at least they're not making you pay full price, which they could have done. Thankfully, they're not. So those games that are getting upgrades, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Legend of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby in the Forgotten Land, Metroid Prime 4, which was, you know, we've known about this game, but that game is going to be a launch title for the Switch 2, Pokemon Legends ZA, we got Civilization 7, Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, Rune Factory, Guardians of Zuma, Shadow Labyrinth, and Tamagotchi Plaza. All right. So we got some more Switch games that were announced. Some of these are, you know, we'll just go through them, and some we'll stop and talk about. We got Arcade Archives 2, Ridge Racer. Never played Ridge Racer, but it's racing. We got Bistario. It's a turn-based RPG inspired by classic PS1 era adventures. Okay. Borderlands 4 is coming to Switch 2, which is cool. I haven't actually gotten to Borderlands 3 yet, but I loved Borderlands 1 and 2. Adored those games, platinumed them. And then I played the pre-sequel, and that's where the wear and tear started to come with the Borderlands series. It started to get boring. That game especially was very barren and just empty, didn't feel very full of life. But yeah, I'm still, Borderlands 3 actually just dropped on Game Pass, the Ultimate Edition. I'm going to see if the homie Kyle wants to play it with me. But Borderlands 4 is coming, so that's a good sign. That's a PS5, Xbox Series, whatever game, so you're going to have newer games coming to Switch as well. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, that's a mouthful. I played Bravely Default on the 3DS or DS. I didn't like it. I was surprised by this. I remember the reviews being really good, and I was like, that sounds awesome. It just didn't hit. I don't think it was that I didn't like it. I just think it just wasn't the right timing. Got Cyberpunk 2027 Ultimate Edition coming over there to Switch 2. Should be interesting to see how that game runs. It ran notoriously bad on launch, but it's many, many years past since then, and I've played it well after launch, and I fucking loved Cyberpunk. It's an awesome video game, so if you are a Switch owner that has not experienced, that's one to keep on your radar, man. Cyberpunk's a great game. And with the Ultimate Edition, I'm guessing that comes with the DLC, which I heard was unreal as well. I didn't get to it, but I heard it was like one of the best DLCs ever. You got Daemon, Ex Machina, Titanic Sion, okay, Deltarune chapter. Can I fucking read? Like, what's going on here? Do I need to go back to school? Deltarune chapters 1 to 4. EA Sports FC Elden Ring will be coming to Switch. That was rumored, and it's coming to and it comes bundled with Shadow of the Erdtree. So that is great. If you're looking for, that's a bargain right there, because Elden Ring can run you anywhere from 100 to 150 hours, and the DLC is like another solid 60 hours on top. An amazing package, one of the best video games ever made. So if you have not played Elden Ring and you're getting a Switch 2, get Elden Ring because it's awesome. Enter the Gungeon 2, Fast Fusion, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate is coming. So that's the first game. Not Rebirth, so they're getting the first one. I would imagine. Hold on, it says remakes. It's making its. Okay, so I'm guessing the other ones will come at some point. You got Fortnite, Fear Squadron, Phoenix, Goodnight Universe, Hades 2. Oh fuck yeah! And apparently Hades 2. I'm pretty sure it got announced that that's going to be console exclusive for like a year. And there was some heat thrown at it for that, because they're like, well, now that Hades 2 is a known property and everyone fucking loves it, and it's been released on everything now, you would figure that Hades 2 would have released everywhere day one, so it would have the best chance at success. But no, they're going to do this and release it on Nintendo Switch 2, and yeah, so you're definitely going to alienate some of that audience. We've seen this backfire on games quite a bit, where they will release them later on PC, and they do good, but we've seen what happens when you're able to release a game on console and PC day one. It's so much better. It is so much better. What's the Assassin's Creed Shadows? That game's selling like gangbusters because they released it on PC as well, and that really, really helped the sales. So that's not a great thing. I bought Hades on Switch, and I haven't decided where I wanted to play Hades 2, but if I have to wait another year, then I guess I might be playing it on Switch. You got Hitman World of Assassin coming, Hogwarts Legacy, I'm pretty sure is already over there, but it'll get, I think it's over there, I'm pretty sure it is, so it's maybe a Switch 2 enhancement. Hollow Knight Silk Song, alright, so if this is actually real this time, I don't know, man. Like, I've been damaged before. You know, they said it was going to come out last year with the Game Pass thing. They're like, yeah, it's going to be coming out this year. It didn't, and yeah. So I'm not getting excited until I'm fucking sitting down and I'm playing this game. That's when I'll be excited for it. Human Fall Flat 2, Kinetsugami Path of the Goddess, Madden NFL, Marvel Comic Invasion, Mousework, My Time at Evershine, NBA 2K, Nabuana Abababa's Awakening Complete Edition, No Sleep for Kaname Date. Oh, okay, these games are getting weird. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. Professor Layton largely sat out the Switch 1 generation, but returns to Switch 2 with a new game in 2025. I remember these games. I've never played them. I remember them always reviewing well on DS and stuff like that. Just never was a game for me. You got Project 007, unveiling a James Bond project is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, that's interesting. Puyo Tetris 2S, yeah. I'm not reading that. Sonic X Shadows Generation, Starseeker, Star Wars Outlaws is coming. That was a new game last year. Street Fighter 6 is coming, a new game 2 years ago. Split Fiction just came out. That's coming. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster. You got Synth Beast, Reanimal, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, oh yeah, 2 Point Museum, ooh, I want to play that so bad, Wild Hearts S, Witchbrook, WWE 2K, yo, fucking Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is coming to Switch 2, if y'all haven't played it, get your fucking hands on it right now. Actually, I just recently played it, I have an episode on it, just a few episodes back, if you need me to convince you to get it, go listen to that, because the Yakuza 0 is amazing. It is as good as a Grand Theft Auto game. I shit you not. They're so freaking good. Yuka Replayly? Okay, they're doing that. Okay. So, I don't see this game on this list, but what is it called? Oh, the Welcome Tour thing. So, this has caused some controversy here. So, it's a tech demo. I haven't seen what it is, but it's literally like explaining to you what 4K is, and like it's literally like a tutorial for brand new gamers, like your grandma kind of deal, and they're charging $10 for it. What are you how is this not just included? Like, this sounds like an instruction manual, like an interactive instruction manual, when you're making me pay $10. That's fucked. That is fucked. I mean, that is, this one I'm fine with people bitching at Nintendo about instead of the Mario Kart, because like Mario Kart, that's our flagship game. That's the best selling game we have. We probably don't want to have it packaged in and lose all that money. But this, you want to fucking gouge us for $10 for this shit? That's garbage, bro. That's absolutely garbage. They better change their minds on that one and just make it for free. Because like, you got Astro's Playroom as a tech demo installed on your PS5, and that is one of the best PS5 games I've played still to date. So yeah, the fact that they're charging $10 for that garbage is bad. That's a bad look. And, you know, the fact that everything else went up in price, the controllers, the console, every single accessory, the console itself, like everything went up in price, and you're going to fucking gouge an extra $10. Stuff like that, you know, man, it's stuff like that really grinds my gears with Nintendo. They will fucking give their fans exactly what they want and then slap them across the face fucking 4 times right after. It's like, why do you do that? Like, I get it. It's business. You're going to soften the blow. Like, all right, here's your GameCube games, and all they cost $180 and stuff like that. So it's like, fuck. But overall, you know, it was a decent direct. Like, I don't think anything really caught me off guard aside from the GameCube games getting announced. Outside of that, like, yeah, we were expecting the Mario Kart to be coming. I was disappointed personally. I didn't see anything on Animal Crossing. I'm really dying for Animal Crossing right now. A new one specifically. Whether it was going to be a re-release of New Leaf, the 3DS game, something. I would have been fine with something. Preferably, I was really hoping for like a new Animal Crossing game for launch. That would have been amazing, but they're going to go with Metroid Prime and some other games like that. It looks like it's going to be a fine launch. Like, there's going to be a lot there. Maybe not all brand new games, but there's going to be a lot of stuff there. Like, fuck, dude. I remember when the N64 came out. Was it not just Pilot Wing 64 and Mario Kart 64 or Mario 64 that came out? 2 games. So you're going to have a lot more than 2 games to play with on launch. I think it's going to be a good launch. Now, all the other hoopla that's going on, you know, pre-orders getting stopped, and you're not able to make pre-orders right now because of tariffs fucking everything up. And we'll see what happens with scalpers and all that baloney. It seems like they're much more prepared this time around. It sounds like they're fairly confident that most of us should be able to get a console. You may not be able to walk in like day one without a pre-order and get one, but you should be okay at some point. Now, for me, I usually wait a year, try to wait a year until I get into that ecosystem, let the library build up a bit. Maybe wait until they get a Christmas bundle, something, throw in a game, even though they already got a bundle available. I just don't know if I'm convinced to get this thing day one. I'm scared, man. Like, new consoles are very expensive, and it's a big investment. That means new controllers. That means, you know, the games. That means it's a lot. When I got the PS5, that was well over $1,000. I dropped with a controller, a game, warranty, taxes. Oh, the finger thing means the taxes. If you know what I'm talking about, good on you. But yeah, man, it's gonna be expensive. I'm curious to hear what y'all think about the console. Are you there for it? You're gonna be a day one? You're gonna wait a little bit? You're gonna see what's going on with these tariffs? You're gonna skip this one because it's just way too fucking expensive? Well, you know what the Nintendo CEO say about that? Well, just get a Switch 1. If the Switch 2 is too expensive, just get a Switch 1. It's like, well, why don't you shut the fuck up? You don't know me. You fucking rich people, man. They don't know how to talk to us poors. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, overall, like, I'm disappointed about the price. It's expensive. It's more expensive than I thought. And it could be potentially outrageously more expensive than I thought with tariffs. Like I said, I was hoping for like $450, which it was. Not in Canada. You know, I was hoping for $450 Canada, $399 American, $450 Canada. Now that was reaching for the stars, admittedly. And here we are. We're looking at about $630 all said and done, comparing it to the PS5, like I dropped $1,000 all said and done with the PS5. And am I getting all that? Like, it's not all that far from what I'd be like with the Switch. I'm getting the Nintendo library. We're getting GameCube. I got a handheld as well as a home console all in one, 4K, 1020p, 1020 FPS. Like, I think it's not I don't think it's like insanely overpriced. I think it's probably about where it should be, honestly. Like, if it had OLED, then like, yeah, I think it would have been outrageously expensive. Then I think we'd be talking $750 plus for an OLED, which again, I'm fine with. They'll release it at some point for the junkies that need that kind of thing. It's got to be a guarantee. When you got a Switch 1 OLED, there's bound to be a Switch 2 OLED. But hit me. Let me know what games you want. Tell me which GameCube games you're wanting to add to that library. Tell me which games you're hoping are going to be coming out and getting announced, because I think they said there's still 2 more directs they're going to be doing. I don't remember if they said that was going to be 2 directs before the release of Switch 2 or just 2 more directs in this year. Regardless, there's going to be 2 more shows, so that's more announcements, more information, and yeah, it seems like a little bit of new news comes out about the Switch every day, just like, oh, now it's this, now that. Like, hopefully the tariffs just all go away. That kind of seems like where we're going, but again, I am not the guy to ask about that shit. I do not care for politics and all that crap, but hopefully they just say, hey, we're all stupid. Tariffs were a terrible, stupid idea. Let's just don't do that. And we'll just forget it ever happened, and let's make the Switch affordable for everybody. And that would be cool. Just like you guys are for listening to this episode. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best. Make sure you're reviewing and sharing around the podcast with a few of your friends and enemies. I upload all of these episodes to the YouTube channel, GamerGX Videos. Drop a comment on the YouTube channel. You want a question answered live on the pod. Anything about wrestling, video games, hockey, send in your Switch 2 questions or suggestions, anything like that. You can also drop comments on Spotify now. If you haven't noticed, you can drop comments on Spotify now. So that's there. There's an email address and a Twitter page. I don't really use them all that much, but I try. I try. So there we go, everybody. In terms of what else we got going on with the podcast, well, we did HockeyCast yesterday. That Alexander Ovechkin guy, he kind of did the thing. So if you want to hear me break that down and some other stuff and talking playoffs, because playoffs are right around the corner, we're pretty much set now as what teams are in the playoffs. We just don't really know yet who's playing who 100%. There's like 1 or 2 matchups set, but hopefully next week we'll have more of that solidified when we start breaking down the playoff matchups and predict who's going to fucking win the thing. You know what I'm saying? Do all that. And then throughout the offseason, we'll be doing every team's debriefing, go through all their teams, see where they're at, where they're going, what they can do, what they should do, couldn't do, won't do, all that stuff. So that'll be all incoming. It's going to get crazy with the WrestleCast this month in April. We got WrestleMania's right around the corner. So there's going to be a whole lot of extra pay-per-view reviews. There's got WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. Stand and Deliver is going to be there. And after WrestleMania, I do my wrestling awards show, going through the whole entire year of wrestling, awarding the best wrestlers, matches, pay-per-views, all that shit. Gonna be a lot of fun, and it's gonna be busy in April, so make sure you're sticking around, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do, like the podcast, review it, please and thank you. Nice, honest review, if you will. And yeah, you're the best. You're the best. You'll be even more the best. You do all the things I told you to do, and we'll be back again with some more GX Bluff Game.